I take immense pleasure in introducing today's speaker, Mr. Mahesh sir. He completed his schooling in Harvard and he completed his graduation in Electronic and Power Engineering from Vishweshwarya Regional College of Engineering, now known as Vishweshwarya National Institute of Technology. Sir has completed his MBA in Finance from Pune University.
Somewhere in 1995, that was the time when I came back to Belgaum. Why I came back to Belgaum? Because my parents were here. It is really tough to start off. I don't say it's impossible. Maybe I wanted some sort of security in terms of, because my family was here, which could give me a sense of security when I was about to start off on my own. So that was one of the reasons, I would say. But however, that is not the only reason. That is why I chose Belgaum to come back to. So somewhere in 95 when we started out saying, okay, let me quit my job. But actually the seeds of being wanting to become an entrepreneur were sown somewhere back when I just finished school. I happened to go to a friend of mine. I happened to visit him, and fortunately or unfortunately he was not there. So I have, since he was not there, his father just told me, why don't you come in, let us have a quick chat. I was very reluctant. I pretty much assumed that you would also be trying to meet with your friends, parents or somebody. I was also very reluctant at that point of time. But he coaxed me, goaded me, and finally I said yes. Let me spend some 5-10 minutes. I talked to him and get back. But it took almost, the entire discussion with him lasted for almost 1 to 2 hours. And during that course of time discussion, it just happened. It was not like it was a preconceived discussion or it was pre-motivated or anything. We just discussed, we were discussing everything under the sun, how my school journey was, what happened, what not happened, and everything. So at that point of time, he told me, why is it that we are looking at students going out and saying, let me work for somebody, let me do this, let me do that. Because he did happen to ask me what exactly you intend to do once your studies or whatever is over. I said, let's see, I have not decided much about it, maybe I'll go work for a good organization or something like that. So I said, why is it that you want to work? Why can't you start something on your own? Why can't you provide employment to people? Why can't you see something which says, okay, and be proud at the end of the day saying, yes, I have done this for my own self, for the society in general, for the country in general, and all of those things. At that point of time, I didn't realize that it did make a profound impact on me. But as I progressed along my educational career, traversing from one city to the other, it did strike to me that yes, it makes really a lot of sense. Like, why do we want to work for somebody else? Why can't I work on my own? Why can't I do something for maybe my own self, and in turn, maybe why can't people work for me? Yes, you could argue out saying being a manager, obviously people would be working for you, but that is different. I would end up managing people. That won't give me a freedom of employing people on my own. It won't give me that freedom. So that is from where the first seeds were sown, that okay, sometime down the line I should be an entrepreneur. And all along, even when I was working with Plumkin Greaves in Nashik, I was trying out some jobs here and there, trying to do this, trying to do that. When I was to get some time, why can't I, trying to look out for products, trying to do something else for the other. I did dabble for a brief into some supplies to the telecom department and all, but they were all half-hearted efforts. They were not full-hearted efforts. And I realized I was not getting anywhere. I am progressing, but not the way I was progressing, because any work used to come. Being in after sales, I had to travel a lot. Many a times I used to travel almost 24-25 days in a month. So I could not devote much time to what I really wanted to do. And that is when I decided, well, it is time. There can never be a good time to say yes, I want to quit my job. There can never be a bad time to say no, this was a bad time. Any time which comes at that point of time is a decision to be taken. A decision can never be wrong. That is my thinking. It is only that the decision may not work for you in the desired result, all the decisions may work for yielding the desired result. So there is nothing called a right or a wrong decision. So that is when I decided I took a leave for some time, came here, told my friends I'm quitting, I'm done with the job for good, I don't want to return back to the job. Obviously there was reluctance because nobody in my family had ventured into that. But I could manage to turn around the situation, and it didn't take much of a time. And yes, somewhere around February or March of '95, I was back into Belgaum, trying to start off on my own. Whether I had an idea? Yes, I only had an idea. I was searching for a product. I was not too sure what type of product we want to get into. I said, let us start off, let us do something. We can always search for the product. Because it comes a very classical chicken and egg story. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? So I didn't want to get into that mode of thinking and not do anything else. So we started off. My first primary job was basically whatever we started off. It was along with family and friends. The family had been a great support to me initially when we started off. So the initial 1 year of when I came over here was more spent on trying to get things organized, trying to talk to financial institutions, trying to ensure that we had something online, trying to get project reports approved. So it was almost 1 year before I could get all of these things in place. And somewhere around in March '96, one thing was sure, we wanted to get into manufacturing because that is what I felt was my core strength. So we thought I'll get into manufacturing. So '96 was the time when we got our first machine, and we started off. It was a small size, maybe around 100 or 200 square feet of area wherein we started with the first machine. I don't know how many of you are engineers here, or maybe I don't know how many of you have heard about it. We started with the CNC machine, which is known as a numerical control machine. It does lots of work automatically. We simply have to program it as per the drawing what we want to manufacture, and then we are ready to go. So that was the first. Somewhere in '96 we started our commercial production, and I was very happy when I got my first bill done, saying, oh yeah, I could do something, I have achieved something. Unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to call it, that was the time when the first bout of recession came in. So we started somewhere in March, our commercial production. April, May, we were okay, trying to get to terms with what we were doing, running around here and there. I can narrate a lot of experiences as to what there were many funny incidents also. One incident when we were about to start was we wanted some approvals from the government authority, and I had some ideas saying why should I even pay government a bribe, the official of bribe, to get my work done. It's not something that I have money in my hand. So where I used to go, I used to tell them, well, I'm just an employee, I don't even know what my boss is doing, and I used to get my work done. Many times I was successful, sometimes I was not successful, but we found some way or other to ensure that we didn't end up paying money to them. It is possible, not difficult, as long as you have patience. So around '96, when we were May, June, that was the first recession which came in, and that was the time when the global market took a severe beating. So I don't know if you people are aware of it. I don't know if it's been taught in colleges. That was when South Korea, Thailand, Brazil and all got a major currency crisis, when their currencies lost their value, the entire economies were wiped out. That was the first taste of recession which I got in the month, immediately 3 months after starting. Times were tough because I had to pay up my people who were working with me. I could not tell them really work for me. It was very unfair on me to even think of saying that. There were instances wherein I used to tell people, okay, what do you do today? You just clean the machine, don't do anything else. Just clean the machine, we'll see what is to be done. There were customers who took undue advantage of the situation as well. because it is finally, in school you have learnt about it, I don't know how many of you recollect it. Darwin has provided a fantastic theory of evolution. If you really go through it, if you really try to understand the essence of it, rather than just trying to say, okay, man evolved from monkeys and all. They say only the fit in this world have an ability to survive, and only they should survive. It is very apt, very profound. Please try to understand the essence rather than just trying to think that yes, we did come from monkeys, that is fine, that is for us to learn. But when we say it is survival of the fittest, it means we need to be fit. Fitness doesn't mean only in terms of health or anything like that. It could be in terms of competition, in terms of the skill sets, it could be anything what you determine. But each of these recessions has helped us to evolve stronger. It has reinforced my thinking, it has reinforced whatever Darwin said, it is survival of the fittest and theory of natural selection. It has always reinforced that thought, and I have been a strong proponent of this. Whenever anybody asks me, I said it is survival of the fittest, trust me. Only the fit can survive, and that is how species have become extinct. So if you are not fit to survive in this world, you won't survive. And nature has its own way of selection, and that is why where you see all of these bankruptcies coming up, say maybe Kingfisher going bust, SpiceJet on the verge of going bust. There have been many Indian industries which went bust because they are simply not fit to be surviving in this economic situation. You have to be really fit, any situation for that. So we had our share of recessions. It helped us emerge out much more stronger. Yes, during the whole time frame we didn't lose heart. We kept on adding new customers. We kept on reinventing ourselves. By saying reinventing, we dropped a few customers whom we thought could not fetch us the desired results, whom we thought could not grow. And we graduated from being a subcontractor to manufacturing of our own products. Today I can proudly say we have our own products. One of our products we compete directly in China. China is supposedly a low-cost manufacturing ecosystem wherein the products are very competitively priced. So today we have a product which we are directly in competition with China. We are competitive in terms of price. We are technologically much better in terms of what the Chinese product can offer them. And we have been trying, we are competing with them. We have, I would not say we have met with full success in that. Maybe we are there, we have succeeded maybe 10 to 20%, not more than that. But having tasted that 10 to 20% success, that has given us more confidence to get into that market with full strength. As I am talking to you today, our products are on display. There is an exhibition going on in Beijing, which is called the Chinese International Machine Tool exhibition, and our products are on display there. We have people who are there and who are displaying our products. So what this recession gave us was trying to reinvent, trying to think, saying what else can we do? Yes, India is a market. We hear about the demographic dividend, we hear of the internal capacity consumption, all sorts of things. To give you a brief as to how big the Chinese market is, it is almost 30 or 40 times the Indian market, even when it comes to capital goods. Or maybe it could be more. So we are just trying to look at a market when we get even 1% of the market share. Even if we land up with 1% of the market share, it is almost double what existing capacities we have. So we have been successful, and that is what the recession taught us, because recession taught us to cut down costs, to do things better, to do things more efficiently, to reinvent ourselves, to think out of the box. And so we are here, and that was one of our products which we are getting, which we are exporting, which we plan to export in big numbers to China from Belgaum. Another product which we developed within the time frame is having an Indian market, and even that has grown, that has fetched us lots of additional revenues. And when I say additional revenues, it has not fetched us incremental revenues, it has fetched us multiple revenues. When I say of incremental revenues, it's not that we have it fetches us some 5% extra revenue or 10% extra revenue. It has fetched us revenues which has helped us to grow at a rate of almost 70 to 80% year on year. So those are the products where we made a shift somewhere around 2011-12 when we were facing another recession. That was the third recession which I have faced in my entrepreneurial journey till now, wherein we said let us get into new form of products. And as we are still yet to come out of the bottom of the recessionary trend, we are again developing a new product, which we know has a taker in the cradle of machine tool industry, because we cater to the machine tools. The cradle of machine tool industry is Europe, and one of the best engineering powerhouses known in the world, or not just one of the best, it is the best engineering powerhouses known in the world for its engineering prowess is Germany. So we are now developing a product which we are confident we can compete with the best in Europe. So all along when I personally decided I want to be an entrepreneur, it was always along a couple of ethics which we wanted, couple of core values which we wanted. One was we wanted to excel in whatever we do. So we wanted to have an excellent product, we wanted to give excellent service so that we could excel. And that is where we are today, over a period of recessionary trends and everything. We have tried to develop new products, we have tried to reinvent everything. And maybe in another 3 to 4 months, we are confident because the product is undergoing, the prototypes are ready and it's undergoing trials and testing. We should be having a product which would be able to, through which we would be able to compete with Europe. And it would be a great achievement for us. We would be very proud of it for the simple fact that we are trying to compete with the best in the world. While this has been what Pragati in Belgaum does, our principle, that is Pragati Automation, has a global footprint across. What our products, just to give a brief at what products we make, our products go on the machines. We supply to original equipment manufacturers. They go on CNC machines. Anybody has an idea, I'm pretty sure, in case you don't have an idea of what CNC machines are, these machines are numerically controlled through PLCs and computers, and you have to program it and then the machine takes care of everything. You need very little manpower. The man is required only to run the machine. Other than that, his thinking gets limited. The machine does everything for him. So our products go on to these machines to automate the machines more. And that is what we call a turret, which goes on a turning machine. We have automatic tool changers which goes on machining centers. So these turrets and the machining centers are manufactured by a parent concern, that is Pragati Automation in Bangalore. And they are already present in across the globe, be it Europe, be it South America, it could be Japan, it could be Asia Pacific. They have a presence, and the presence is not just in terms of 1 or 2%. At present, the export market for us is close to 50% of what we do in Bangalore is exported out. And all you could name anybody who has a manufacturing industry or anything, you could go back to the onto the websites and check. I could give a couple of names which we work with, who are our partners, to whom we supply. We have Deccan Mahog Mr., which is now known as JMG Modis IT, which is one of the major machine tool builders worldwide. We have Makinos, we have Mazaks, which are again machine tool builder names, who source out our products, who take products from us and build it on their machines. The motivating factor even now, the driving force even now for me, what it is, it gives me an immense sense of satisfaction when I go back home for the day. Like, yes, I have done something to the society. I have employed people. I have provided livelihood to people. I am not making any favor on anybody, but at least I know I can provide livelihood to not more, but at least some part of the society. That's an immense satisfaction we derive. We are giving back a lot to the society. Lots of things we are giving back, and we are, by providing livelihood to people, we are also ensuring that the society also benefits. So that is one satisfaction we get. The second is to be on my own. it gives me immense satisfaction saying yes, I have been able to do it. Whether I have been successful or not, maybe time will tell. But as of now, we are still trying to be successful. And we have been, I feel, we have been very successful at whatever we have done. We have had our shares of drawbacks, we have had our shares of setbacks. But at the same time, we have been very clear that we want to do good, and we have been really doing good. So the past 2-3 years have been tough for us. But at the same time, in spite of this recession, we have done pretty good even the last financial year. So whatever efforts we have put in terms of developing new products are fetching results. One thing is we need to have lots of patience. As an entrepreneur, I need to have patience because I can't expect the product to click overnight. We are not into the internet space where we have Flipkarts and we have Snapdeals, we have Jabongs and all. I don't know, I have not yet valued my company, so I can't say how much is the valuation I can get because we are not looking at that. We are not looking to exit. We are not looking to exit also. So that option is totally ruled out. So we don't want to do that. We want to add value to the customer in the first place, to the society also, because they are our stakeholders. And when we say stakeholders, we take our customers as our stakeholders, we take the employees who work with us, they are our stakeholders, and we want to do good to these people. And that has been our primary motto. We have built our organization on certain core values, which we are trying to inculcate into our people. So one of the core values is we want the customer to be the center of all our activities. Whatever we do has to fetch value to customer. So customer focus is one of the things we are trying to drive at. I would not say we are there, but yes, we are definitely better. The second core value on which we are trying to build, which we are trying to inculcate is speed, because speed is something which is a must. So we are trying to inculcate a sense of teamwork and responsibilities. And finally, we have been trying to tell people to smile every day, which I believe it has been very tough, extremely tough. No matter I put up a smile index and ask people, have you smiled today? And that includes me also. There have been many days which we may not even have smiled in an organization. I don't know. I don't remember when I have smiled. Even if you make a conscious effort, it's becoming difficult. So we have tried to put that as our core value and say let us smile for at least once a day. Sometimes it's possible, sometimes it's not possible. So that has been my journey so far.
Sir, I want to know that whether we need to have an industrial experience before we start our own venture or become entrepreneur.
Not required. As long as you have passions and perseverance, that is more than sufficient. You should have a passion that yes, I want to be an entrepreneur.
Once we start an entrepreneur journey, as a fresher, I don't know anything about what we have to do. Means I have an idea, but how to actually go through it?
Well, that can always be taken. If you have an idea and if you know what you want to do, you just have to have a passion and a single-minded focus. Yes, I want to do this.
Does it help us or help me that if I take a job for 4-5 years, get into the industry, know how actually the industry works or what are the levels they are following, and then enter my own idea or venture?
Yes, it would help, provided you don't lose the focus. Provided, supposing you have an idea, supposing you have a product, say for example, I want to manufacture a fan. It's just example I'm taking it. Generally, you manufacture a fan. Then it makes sense if you get into the fan manufacturing industry, trying to understand that and all of those things. But all along, yes, if you have that idea and you do that, you can do it. At the same time, if you are working and you find some other product much more appealing, you still go into that. But at the end of the day, you need to decide when do you want to say quits. Because what a job does, it gives you a security, it gives you a cushion. It knows that maybe what is the payday. At the end of the month, you are going to get an X amount in your pocket, irrespective of whatever it is. Whereas being an entrepreneur doesn't guarantee you that, at least initially. So as long as you are clear that you want to become one and you have a passion for that, it is very simple. The underlying thing is you need to have passions, you need passion, you need to have patience, and you need to have perseverance. You have to persevere for that.
3D printing.
3D printing, okay.
It is likely to impact on the industries to which the Pragati belongs.
Yes.
So what is all about that? I want to know.
Well, 3D printing is something wherein you can develop a product much faster. And right now, when we say 3D printing, it is actually you get a three-dimensional. It's something similar to a machine itself, wherein I can feed everything and you get a product out which is a working model of the product. Here we are getting a three-dimensional view. You can do rapid prototyping on that, where you can get a working model. Otherwise, what happens normally is when we have a product which is going to come, there are so many components which are going to get into the product, and then we manufacture each component, we assemble each component, and then we have a prototype out. Whereas in 3D printing, once we have a design ready in a three-dimensional product form, and we feed it to the printer, it is going to get it's going to be very fast.